Echoes of the Offline. Chapter 1. The Last Signal. The city hummed under a sky streaked with neon, its glow reflecting off Kai's cracked phone screen. At 17, he was one of the last kids in New Seattle who still owned a device that wasn't jacked into the NeuralNet. Everyone else had traded their phones for implants, tiny chips behind the ear that fed you a constant stream of vids, chats, and curated vibes. Kai's phone, a relic from 2028, was his rebellion. It was slow, glitched half the time, but it was his. No one could hack his thoughts through it. "Yo, Kai, you still carrying that fossil?" Zara's voice cut through the noise of the street market. She leaned against a stall selling knockoff holo-tattoos, her silver braids catching the light. Her own implant pulsed faintly blue under her skin, sinking her to the net. "You know it's like illegal to be offline past 16, right?" Kai shoved the phone into his jacket pocket, the leather worn thin from years of use. "Not illegal yet. Just frowned upon." He grinned, but it didn't reach his eyes. The truth was, he couldn't afford the implant, even if he wanted it. Mom's hospital bills ate up every credit they had. Zara rolled her eyes, tossing him a steamed bun from the stall. "You're gonna get flagged, man. Enforcers are sniffing around for stragglers like you. One scan, and you're in the system." "I'm fine," Kai muttered, tearing into the bun. The warmth spread through his chest, but it didn't touch the knot of anxiety that had lived there since Dad vanished last year. Officially, he'd relocated for work. Unofficially, Kai knew better. People didn't just disappear in New Seattle unless the net wanted them gone. They walked through the market, weaving past drones hawking VR games and vendors pushing memory mods, illegal tweaks to make you forget bad days or relive good ones. Kai's phone buzzed in his pocket, a text from an unknown number. "Meet me at the dead zone. Midnight. Come alone." He froze. The dead zone was the only place in the city with no net signal, a glitchy pocket of static where the implants didn't work. It was a graveyard of old tech, a place people avoided unless they had something to hide. "What's up?" Zara asked, catching his expression. "Nothing," Kai lied, pocketing the phone again. His pulse raced. No one texted anymore. Too traceable. Whoever sent this knew he was offline. And that scared him more than anything. Chapter 2. Into the static. Midnight in the dead zone smelled like rust and forgotten dreams. Kai stood at the edge of the abandoned warehouse district, his breath visible in the cold. The city's neon glow faded here, leaving only shadows and the faint hum of dying tech. His phone was useless. No signal, just like the text promised. He'd told Zara he was crashing early, but she'd know he was lying. She always did. Still, he couldn't risk her following. Not here. A figure emerged from the dark, hooded, moving with purpose. Kai's hand tightened around the switchblade in his pocket, a gift from Dad before he split. The figure stopped a few feet away, pulling back the hood to reveal a girl, maybe his age, with sharp cheekbones and eyes that seemed to glow faintly in the dark. No implant. Just like him. "You, Kai." Her voice was low, urgent. "Yeah. Who are you?" "Jex. I sent the text." She stepped closer, glancing over her shoulder. "We don't have much time. They're watching." "Who's they?" Kai's grip on the knife didn't loosen. "The net. The enforcers. The ones who took your dad." His stomach dropped. "You know what happened to him?" Jex nodded, pulling a small, cracked data chip from her pocket. "This has answers. But you need to trust me. And you need to move now." Before Kai could respond, a low hum filled the air. Drones. Their red lights blinked in the distance, closing in fast. Jex grabbed his arm. "Run!" Chapter 3. The Hidden Code. They sprinted through the dead zone, weaving between rusted shipping containers and collapsed satellite dishes. The drones were relentless, their scanners cutting through the dark like knives. Kai's lungs burned, but Jex was faster, pulling him into a hidden bunker beneath a pile of scrap metal. Inside, the air was stale, lit by a single flickering bulb. Old computers lined the walls, their screens glowing with lines of code Kai didn't understand. Jex plugged the data chip into a terminal, and a hologram flickered to life. A man's face, weathered but familiar. "Dad," Kai whispered. The hologram spoke, its voice distorted. "Kai, if you're seeing this, I'm gone. The net isn't what they say. It's not connection, it's control. There's a glitch in the system, a way to shut it down. Find the source. Trust Jex. She's." The hologram cut off as the bunker shook. The drones had found them. Jex yanked the chip out, shoving it into Kai's hand. "We need to move. The source is real, Kai. It's the only way to stop them." "Stop who?" Kai's voice cracked. "What's the source?" Jex's eyes met his, fierce and unwavering. "The truth. And the only way to get your dad back." Chapter 4. The edge of the grid. The bunker's walls groaned as another tremor hit, dust raining from the ceiling. Jex shoved a rusty panel aside, revealing a tunnel barely wide enough for one person. "In here," she hissed, crawling through. Kai followed, the data chip burning a hole in his pocket. The tunnel smelled of damp earth and old wiring, and the darkness pressed in like a living thing. "Where are we going?" Kai whispered, his voice echoing off the metal walls. "Somewhere the drones can't follow," Jex said. "The grid's edge. There's a safe house, but it's not exactly welcoming." They emerged into a narrow alley, the city's neon glow faint in the distance. The safe house was a crumbling pre-net building, its windows boarded up and tagged with faded graffiti. Jex knocked in a precise rhythm, and the door creaked open, revealing a tall guy with a shaved head and a scar running down his cheek. He eyed Kai like he was sizing up a threat. "Who's the stray?" the guy asked, his voice rough. "Kai," Jex said. "He's with me. He's got the chip." The guy, Rin, Jex called him, grunted and let them in. The safe house was a mess of scavenged tech, old monitors, tangled wires, and a humming generator that smelled like it was one spark away from blowing. A dozen other kids, all implant-free, worked at makeshift stations, their faces lit by screens. They were hackers, drifters, rebels, people like Kai who'd refused the net. Rin led them to a corner where a girl with green hair and a prosthetic arm was hunched over a keyboard. "Mira, we got a chip," he said. Mira didn't look up. "Better be worth it." Last one was just some rich kid's VR porn stash. Kai handed over the chip, his heart pounding. Mira plugged it in, and the hologram of his dad flickered back to life. This time the message continued. "The source is the net's core, hidden in the spire. It's where they control everything, thoughts, memories, lives. The glitch is our only shot. Jex knows the way. Don't trust anyone else." The room went quiet. Mira swore under her breath. "The spire. That's a suicide run." "What's the spire?" Kai asked, his voice steadier than he felt. Jex answered, her tone grim. "The net's central hub. It's a fortress. Cameras, drones, enforcers. No one's ever gotten in and out alive." "Then why try?" Kai snapped, anger flaring. "If it's impossible." "Because it's not just about your dad," Jex cut in. "The net's rewriting people, Kai. Erasing who they are. If we don't stop it, there won't be anyone left who thinks for themselves." Chapter 5. The Plan. The safe house buzzed with tension as the group argued. Rin wanted to sell the chip to a black market dealer and bail. Mira insisted they could hack the spire remotely. Jex, though, was set on going in person. "The source isn't just code," she said. "It's hardware. You can't unplug it from a keyboard." Kai listened, his mind racing. He didn't trust these people, not really, but the hologram's words echoed in his head. Trust Jex. And the thought of his dad, alive maybe, trapped somewhere, kept him from walking away. "Okay," he said finally. "I'm in. But I need to know everything." Jex nodded, pulling up a holo map of the spire. It was a towering structure at the city's heart, a sleek monolith of glass and steel crawling with security. "The glitch is a backdoor," she explained. "Your dad found it before he disappeared. It's a flaw in the net's code, but you have to access it from inside the spire's core." "And how do we get in?" he asked. Mira smirked, finally looking up from her screen. We don't. You do. You're the only one here without a digital footprint. No implant, no trace. UJ label. System, you're a ghost. Kai's stomach twisted. And if I get caught? You won't, Jex said, but her eyes didn't meet his. We've got a plan. Fake IDs, stolen enforcer gear, and a distraction. Rin's good at blowing things up. Rin grinned, holding up a homemade EMP grenade. Boom! Kai swallowed hard. This was insane. But the alternative, doing nothing, letting the net win, was worse. He thought of Zara, still plugged into the system, her thoughts no longer fully her own. He thought of Mom, fading in that hospital bed. And he thought of Dad wherever he was. When do we start? He asked. Jex's smile was sharp, almost feral. Tomorrow. Get some sleep. You're gonna need it. Chapter 6. Ghosts in the System. The next morning, the safe house was a hive of activity. Mira was hunched over her terminal, forging digital IDs that would pass a surface scan. Rin was packing a duffel with gear, EMP grenades, a collapsible stun baton, and a pair of hacked enforcer comms. Jex was drilling Kai on the plan, her voice clipped and precise. You'll go in as a maintenance worker, she said, tossing him a jumpsuit with a fake logo. The Spire's got automated systems, but they still need humans for the dirty work. Your ID will get you through the first checkpoint. After that, it's up to you. Kai pulled on the jumpsuit, the fabric stiff and smelling faintly of oil. And the glitch. How do I even find it? Jex handed him a small, modified tablet, ancient like his phone but rigged with custom software. This'll guide you to the core. Your dad's chip has the coordinates. Once you're in, plug it in and run the code. It'll expose the glitch. If it works, the net goes down for good. And if it doesn't? He asked. Jex didn't answer. She didn't need to. By dusk they were ready. Rin and Mira would stage a diversion, a small explosion in the market district to pull enforcers away from the Spire. Jex would monitor from the safe house, guiding Kai through the comms. Kai, alone, would walk into the lion's den. As he left the safe house, Zara's face flashed in his mind. He hadn't told her about any of this, hadn't even said goodbye. If he didn't make it back, she'd never know why. He pushed the thought down and stepped into the neon-lit night. The Spire loomed ahead, its glass surface reflecting the city like a dark mirror. Kai's fake ID got him through the first checkpoint, the scanner buzzing green as he held his breath. Inside, the air was sterile, the hum of servers vibrating through the floor. He followed the tablet's map, ducking past security drones and sticking to maintenance corridors. But something was wrong. The comms crackled, and Jex's voice cut in, panicked. Kai, abort. They know you're coming. Someone tipped them off. Who? Kai hissed, his heart pounding as he hid behind a server rack. I don't know, Jex said. But you're not alone in there. A shadow moved at the end of the corridor. Footsteps echoed, deliberate and heavy. Kai gripped the tablet, his dad's chip still in his pocket. He was a ghost, Mira had said. But ghosts could still be caught. Chapter 7. The Betrayal. The footsteps stopped, and a figure stepped into the dim light of the corridor. It was Zara. Kai's breath caught. What are you doing here? Her implant pulsed, brighter than he'd ever seen it. Her expression was blank, her eyes glassy. You shouldn't have come, Kai, she said, her voice flat like it wasn't hers. They see everything. Zara, what? He stopped, realization hitting like a punch. The net had her. Not just her thoughts but her actions. She was their puppet. I tried to warn you, she said, stepping closer. A stun baton crackled in her hand. You should have joined the net. It's easier. Kai backed away, his hand brushing the switchblade in his pocket. He didn't want to hurt her, but the Zara he knew wasn't there anymore. Fight it, he said, his voice breaking. You're stronger than this. For a moment, her face flickered, a spark of the old Zara breaking through. But then the implant pulsed again, and her expression hardened. She lunged. Kai dodged, barely, the baton grazing his arm with a jolt of pain. He sprinted down the corridor, the tablet's map blinking red as alarms blared. Jex's voice crackled in his ear. Kai, get to the core. You're close. He didn't have time to think about Zara, about what she'd become. The core was ahead, a massive chamber pulsing with blue light. He plugged the chip into the central console, the tablet humming as it uploaded the code. The lights flickered. A low hum grew into a scream, the net systems glitching as the code took hold. Kai's vision blurred, the world tilting as the spire shook. Zara's voice echoed behind him, distant but desperate. Kai, stop. He didn't look back. The glitch was live. The net was falling. But as the console sparked and died, a new hologram flickered to life. Not his dad, but a woman with cold, calculating eyes. You think you've won, she said, her voice echoing through the chamber. The net is eternal. And you, Kai, are nothing. The room went dark. Chapter 8. Fractured Connections. Kai woke to the sound of rain pounding on metal. His head throbbed, and his arm burned where Zara's baton had grazed him. He was in a moving vehicle, a van, judging by the rattle and sway. Jex's face hovered over him, etched with worry. You're alive, she said, relief flooding her voice. We got you out just in time. How? Kai croaked, sitting up. The van was crammed with gear, Rin at the wheel navigating through a storm-slicked back alley. Mira was in the back, typing furiously on a laptop. The EMP distraction worked better than expected, Jex explained. It fried half the spire's security. We stormed in, grabbed you while the systems were rebooting. And Zara. Kai's voice cracked on her name. Jex hesitated. She's gone. The net pulled her deeper. We couldn't reach her. Kai clenched his fists, the pain in his arm nothing compared to the ache in his chest. Did it work? The glitch. Mira looked up, her prosthetic arm whirring as she adjusted a wire. Sort of. The net's glitching citywide. Implants are failing, people are waking up. But that hologram woman. She's the architect. The one who built the net. And she's not done. The van lurched to a stop at an old subway entrance, hidden beneath overgrown vines. This is our new base, Rin said, grabbing the duffel. Underground, off-grid. The net's hunting us now. Inside, the subway tunnel had been converted into a bunker, lit by string lights and powered by solar scavenged from the surface. More rebels were there, faces Kai didn't recognize, all buzzing with news of the glitch. Screens showed chaos above. Riots in the streets, enforcers scrambling as implants sparked and died. But the architect's words haunted Kai. The net is eternal. What if the glitch was just a setback? What if his dad was still trapped? Jex pulled him aside. Your dad's message had more. Backup plan. The source isn't just in the spire, it's distributed. There are nodes across the city. We take them out, we end this for good. Kai nodded, steeling himself. The fight wasn't over. It was just beginning. Chapter 9. Shadows of the Net. The first node was in the underbelly of the market district, hidden in a forgotten server farm. Kai, Jex, and Rin moved like shadows, their faces masked against recognition drones. Mira guided them remotely, her voice a whisper in their ears. Security's light here, she said. The glitch is still messing with their systems. They slipped through a grate, dropping into a humid chamber filled with humming machines. Kai plugged in the modified tablet, the code from his dad's chip rewriting the node's core. Sparks flew and the hum died. One down, Jex whispered. But as they climbed out, alarms wailed. Enforcers swarmed the alley, their implants flickering but still active. Rin tossed an EMP grenade, the blast sending them reeling. They ran, hearts pounding, diving into the sewers as bullets ricocheted behind them. Back at the bunker, the group celebrated the small victory, but Kai couldn't shake the doubt. Zara was out there, lost to the net. And the architect? She was pulling strings from somewhere unseen. That night, Kai's old phone buzzed. A miracle in the underground static. A message from an unknown number. The architect knows your next move. Meet me. Alone. Or lose everything. Kai stared at the screen. Another trap. Or a chance. He pocketed the phone, glancing at Jex sleeping nearby. Trust was fragile in this world. But he had to know. Slipping out into the rain, he followed the coordinates, the city's neon blurred by the downpour. The meeting spot was a derelict park, overgrown and silent. A figure waited under a broken street lamp. As Kai approached, the hood fell back. It was his dad, older, scarred but alive. "Kai," he said, voice hoarse. "We have to talk." Chapter 10. Echoes from the past. Kai froze, rain dripping down his face, mixing with tears he didn't realize were falling. "Dad. Oh. I thought you were dead." His father, Elias, stepped forward, his eyes scanning the shadows. "Not dead. Hidden. The net took me, tried to rewrite me, but I fought it. But it cost me everything." Kai's mind reeled. "The hologram you said to trust Jex. But now you're here." Elias nodded, pulling a small device from his coat. A jammer, blocking any signals. "The message was real, but things have changed. The architect, she's not just the builder. She's my sister. Your aunt." The revelation hit Kai like a drone strike. "What? Why didn't you tell me?" "I didn't know at first. She created the net to connect us, but it twisted her. Now she's using it to control everything. The nodes are a start, but to truly end it, we need to confront her. In the core vault, beneath the spire." Kai glanced back toward the bunker. "Jex and the others, they think you're gone. I have to tell them." "No," Elias said sharply. "There's a traitor in your group. Someone feeding info to the architect. That's how they knew about the spire run." Kai's stomach dropped. Rin. Mira. Jex. The thought made him sick. "Who?" "I don't know yet. But we can't risk it. Come with me. We'll end this together." Kai hesitated, the rain pounding harder. Trust his dad or the friends who'd saved him. But Elias's eyes, tired, pleading, were the same as in the hologram. He nodded. "Okay. Lead the way." They vanished into the night, leaving the park empty as drones hummed overhead. Chapter 11. The Core Vault. The core vault was They emerged into a vast chamber, servers towering like ancient monoliths, pulsing with faint blue light. At the center, a console waited, guarded by holographic barriers. But as they approached, a voice echoed. "Brother." "Nephew." How predictable. Lena, the architect, materialized as a hologram, her form flickering. Behind her, enforcers emerged from the shadows, weapons raised. "You led them right to us," Lena said, her smile cold. "The traitor. It was always me, pulling strings through your little group." Kai's heart raced. "Jex." Lena laughed. "No, Mira. Her prosthetic. A direct link to me." Elias drew a hidden pistol. "It ends now, Lena." The chamber erupted in chaos. Gunfire, sparks, holograms shattering. Kai dodged an enforcer racing for the console. He slammed his hand on the scanner, blood from a fresh cut activating the override. The light surged. The net screamed, systems collapsing. Lena's hologram glitched, her face twisting in rage. "You can't." But she vanished as the kill switch engaged. The vault went silent. Elias slumped against a wall, wounded but alive. "It's over, son." Kai stared at the dead screens. But in the distance, a faint hum lingered. Was it truly over? Or just another echo? Chapter 12. The Aftermath. The silence in the core vault was deafening, broken only by the faint drip of water somewhere in the dark. Kai helped Elias to his feet, the older man's breath ragged but steady. The enforcers lay scattered, their implants dark, their bodies still. The architect's hologram was gone, but her final words clung to Kai like damp air. "The net is eternal." "We need to move," Elias said, wincing as he stood. "This place won't stay quiet for long." Kai nodded, his mind spinning. Myra's betrayal stung, but Zara's loss cut deeper. And that lingering hum, what did it mean? Was the net truly dead? They retraced their steps through the tunnels, emerging into a city transformed. The neon skyline flickered, some lights dead, others pulsing erratically. The streets were alive with chaos, people stumbling, confused as their implants failed. Some screamed, others laughed, free for the first time in years. Kai's heart twisted at the sight. Freedom came at a cost. Back at the subway bunker, Jex and Rin were waiting, their faces pale. The other rebels crowded around screens, monitoring the city's collapse. Jex's eyes widened when she saw Elias. "You're alive." "Long story," Elias said, collapsing into a chair. "But we've got bigger problems." Kai explained the core vault, the kill switch, and Myra's betrayal. The room erupted in shouts, anger, disbelief, fear. Rin slammed a fist on a table. "Mira, that traitor. She's gone," Kai interrupted. "The net took her, just like Zara." Jex's face hardened. "Then we keep fighting. The nodes are still out there. We hit them all." Elias shook his head. "It's not that simple. The vault was the heart, but Lena built failsafes. That hum you heard, Kai. It's a backup system. Somewhere." Kai's stomach sank. "So we didn't win. We bought time," Elias said. "But Lena's still out there. Not physically. Her mind's in the net now, a ghost in the system. We need to find her." Chapter 13: The Hunt. The next week was a blur of planning and raids. The rebels hit 2 more nodes, each strike weakening the net's grip. The city teetered on the edge, half free, half clinging to the fading control of their implants. Kai barely slept, driven by the need to find Zara, to save her, to end this. Elias recovered slowly, guiding the team with intel from his time in hiding. He revealed Lena's obsession with immortality. She'd uploaded her consciousness to the net, becoming a digital specter. The hum Kai heard was her, lingering in a hidden server. Jex found it first, hacking into encrypted net logs. "It's in the dead zone," she said, showing a map. "A secret node buried deep. That's where she's hiding. The dead zone. Where it all began." Kai gripped his switchblade, the weight of it grounding him. "Then that's where we go." The team, Kai, Jex, Rin, and Elias, moved at midnight, slipping through the city's chaos. The dead zone was quieter now, the glitches' effects lingering. They found the node in a collapsed warehouse, a sleek black server pulsing faintly. Kai plugged in the tablet, his dad's code ready. But as it ran, Lena's voice filled the air, sourceless. "You're persistent, nephew. But you're too late." The server sparked, and a hologram of Lena appeared, her form glitching wildly. "The net is rebuilding. You can't stop progress." Elias stepped forward, his pistol raised. "You're not progress, Lena. You're a parasite." Kai hit the final command. The server screamed, lights dying. Lena's hologram shattered, her scream fading into static. This time the silence was total. Chapter 14: The Dawn. Days later, New Seattle was a different world. The net was gone, its servers dead. People wandered, lost but free, rediscovering thoughts unfiltered by implants. Kai stood outside the hospital, watching his mom walk out, her strength returning without the net's draining influence. Elias joined him, a bandage still wrapped around his ribs. "We did it, kid." Kai nodded, but his eyes scanned the crowd. Zara was still missing, her fate unknown. The victory felt hollow without her. Jex approached, her face softer than usual. "We'll find her, Kai. The net's down, but there are traces, backups. We're tracking them." Kai clutched his phone, the cracked screen dark. "And Lena?" "Gone," Elias said. "For now. But minds like hers, they don't die easy." The city glowed under a rare clear sky, neon replaced by dawn's light. Kai pocketed the phone, his resolve hardening. The fight wasn't over. Not for Zara, not for the future. "Let's keep looking," he said. The rebels nodded, their shadows stretching long in the morning sun. The world was offline, and for the first time Kai felt truly free.